Hello friends, welcome back to Plan and Preserve. I am Brenda, and today we are wrapping up our sweet comfort in a jar. The only other hot mixed drink that makes you think of fall other than pumpkin spice or hot chocolate is apple cider. I love apple cider, and today we're going to put a mix in a jar, so we'll be right back. Okay, before we get started on this yumminess, I just want to go back to our hot cocoa mix. I actually tried this recipe with monk fruit, and it was delicious. That did give me some low carbs, and I wanted to go a little bit lower, and I had some dried heavy cream powder. So I put that in here, and oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So definitely monk fruit will work as a replacement in my opinion, because everybody's taste buds are different. Monk fruit is the only one I've found that really tastes as good as sugar without that aftertaste. So it has less aftertaste for me. You may have a different experience with different sweeteners, so I was able to replace it equally. Now, I don't know about other sweeteners. You may have to, I don't know if you can replace it in equal measurements with sugar. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. And also, one more item before we move forward is today we're going to do a bonus of a sweet comfort in a jar. My husband has been asking for more. So I will get to that in a minute. But let's get to, oh my gosh, my head. Apple cider. Not apple cider vinegar, but apple cider in the fall. Used to, when I had my events, I would just, go buy the gallons of apple cider. And I would, I had one of those old-timey big percolator coffee makers, and I would just line the top of it with orange slices and cinnamon sticks and cloves and is there anything else? Maybe not. And I would just let it percolate in my coffee maker, and it was always delicious. I've also ran it through my coffee maker with those in my coffee filter pack. So, you can do different. You can also bolt it on the stove. So you can do it different ways. But for large batches, that's what I would do. And in my storefront, I would do that in the fall. I'd have apple cider sitting there for people and coffee and stuff. And so I love apple cider. Now, when I ran across this recipe, I'm like, okay, maybe you can make a mix. You can buy the mixes. In fact, hold on just a second. I have an old mix of it right here. And then I did look online. There are, you can buy a box of the apple cider mixes to pour into water. So this recipe called for tea, and I was like, and I discovered something new. I know what mulled apple cider is now. It's with the tea version, and so that was interesting to learn. So we're going to experiment today. I have not made this recipe. We're going to make it today, and I'm going to taste it in front of you like I did the others, and surprisingly learned that I like matcha. So there you go. But at the same time, when I was looking for, because this recipe, you can put it in water or apple cider drink. Well, it's like $8 a gallon today. And I don't know if me and my husband could go through that much apple cider. So I was like, can you do it with apple juice versus water, to give it more of an apple flavor? So we're going to try it today with these little bottles of apple juice. These are 8 ounces. perfect serving. In fact, I thought, wow, that's really cute. You could actually box this up or package this up with one of these for a gift giving. So anyway, that's a thought to go with it. And I also have I had cinnamon sticks, I have a bag still left up there. But I ordered some dehydrated apples and dehydrated orange slices. And these can be packaged or put into the cup of hot cider that you're making. So I thought that might be a cute way to decorate these up for gift giving. So without further ado, let me get this cleared up and we will get making this recipe. Okay, the recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar, and I'm going in with 2 cups of monk fruit sweetener. In fact, I'm going to start with 1.5 cups. I don't want it too sweet. You can always add later, right? Can't take away. And it calls for 3 tablespoons of instant tea. And 2 tablespoons of, you guessed it, my orange peel. 1, 2. And then a teaspoon of allspice. Sorry about that. Teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. It amazes me that cinnamon is made from a bark of a tree. Isn't that amazing? And then a teaspoon of ground cloves. Okay. And then we mix. Smells good. I like the taste. Yeah. I think 1.5 cups is perfect. So now let's jar this up. All right, that was easy. Let me retrieve my tablespoon to mix with our cider. So the servings is 1 to 2 tablespoons per serving in water or apple cider. We're going to use apple juice. Or you could put it in the water with a tea bag and steep it for a more intense, that's that mulled cider flavor. So let me get I know you don't want to watch the microwave run. Let me get this heated in a microwave and we'll be right back. Okie dokie. So, yeah, I have our hot apple juice. And we're gonna start off with 2 tablespoons. Yeah, why not? And while that is steeping, or the dehydrated orange peels are kind of rehydrating, let's open this pack of cider. And compare the two. Now, this was 6 ounces. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I had to get my handy dandy fan out for a moment. It's a little warm here in the south. Alrighty, so I got my ciders made from a packet and my cider mix. Even though it's got instant tea in it, I wonder if it's technically mulled cider. Alrighty, here we go. Let's try this one first. That really don't taste like apple cider it tastes more like a apple Jolly Rancher. That's exactly what it tastes like. Okay, I could sip on it. All right, let's go for it. Y'all ready? Oh my gosh, that tastes like apple cider. Tastes just like apple cider. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this recipe. This tastes like apple cider. This tastes like a Jolly Rancher. So, I am I'm super stoked. Plus, it's made with monk fruit, which is going to be healthier. Now, I need to make it one time with water just to see what it tastes like, but that is delicious. This doesn't have the contents of what's in this packet because it came out of a box, but we know it's full of chemicals. Now, to give the chemical people a little break, those things are put in there to preserve it on the shelf. The more natural you get to it, the more it don't last on the shelves, which is understandable. But this is delicious. It's too hot to drink like that. Oh gosh, I could drink of that all day. How much calories was in that apple juice? There was 120 calories, 28 grams of sugar, which some of that does come from the apples itself. It says 0 added sugar, 100% juice, no sugar added. Who knows? Well, according to the ingredients, there's no sugar in here, just natural. So that's kind of good. So it's water, apple juice concentrate, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. Unsweetened, pasteurized. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good deal. Hold on, I gotta sip it again. See if I can do it in a cup. Oh, Tastes like fall. Cools me off. Okay. So there we go. For the mulled cider. And next week, I hope you can stick with me through these. We're going to do a whole gift giving video on all the things that we made through August and September. But before we go into the bonus today, I just wanted to circle back, because normally we do a table talk on each of my videos on costs and those things like that, but I wanted to save it for, I'm trying to get to my notes here. It's on my computer, never mind. On the cost of the gifts and things we've made. I need my powerful glasses for this. Now, not everybody has a well-stocked pantry, probably not as nerdy as I am, but I've had a lot of this on my shelf, and I've been going through it, so I'll have to replace it at some point. But just for cost on all of these, the most expensive thing I actually purchased to make all of these mixes and syrups and infused oils and things, believe it or not, was that instant tea. I probably could have got it cheaper somewhere else if I went somewhere, but I thought Walmart's would have it cheaper, and that little, oh, let's see if I can grab it. This little can of instant tea supposedly makes 28 quarts, 26 ounces. This thing's cost me $12 and some odd cents, and that was on sale, a couple dollars off. This was the most expensive. The second most expensive was the matcha green tea powder, because I don't have it, and I didn't want to buy a whole bunch of it because I didn't want to. I didn't know if I was going to like it. So those are the two most expensive things I had to purchase. Maybe you already have those on your shelf, but let's go back to our vanilla matcha, the latte mixes, right? So for that one, I had to spend the most money I spent was basically for the matcha, which was $7.62. We got four 4-ounce jars, and which cost us $1.94. I'm sorry, $1.91 per jar, and each jar had about 2.5 servings per jar. So the pumpkin spice latte, which is why I had to buy sorry about that. I already had I had all those ingredients, and we got 5 4 ounces. It didn't cost me anything because I had all those. We're talking sugar, powdered milk. You may not have powdered milk, but powdered milk, you may have to buy that, and the spices, and instant coffee. I had instant coffee. You might not have instant coffee, but I had all that. So there was virtually nothing in that recipe that I had to purchase to make it. So it was kind of zero cost for me. I don't think it would be that much as purchasing the matcha or the instant tea. I think those are going to be your most expensive items. We had to purchase that for the chia spice latte. Now that was, so based on the ounces, you get 50 something tablespoons per, 52 tablespoons per container. I'm not trying to get too nerdy on you, but for what we did, based on the tablespoons per serving divided into the cost, which is about 25 cents per tablespoon, it costs us 79 cents per 4-ounce jars. So really, these are very inexpensive gifts to make and to hand out for all reasons: Christmas, birthdays, sick friend, you know, bring to a party. Why not bring it to a party? Why not put it on a charcuterie board and people can make their stuff? The hot cocoa mix, again, I had all of that on the shelf. The only things that cost me were the peppermint sticks and the caramel bites. The other thing that you may not have is espresso powder and the mini marshmallows. And I didn't add the cost per that. I'm just talking the base cost right now. Those are things to kind of add different flavors to it. Today, based on what we got, and I anticipated a pint, we got a pint, and we're talking 74 cents. That excludes the sugar. Monk fruit will make it more expensive than table sugar, regular sugar. So I didn't calculate the monk fruit, but less than $1 for this, and this is absolutely delicious. Speaking of that, let me take another sip. Oh my Lord, that's so good. Interesting, surprisingly, you can't even taste the tea. I mean, I don't taste tea in it, so it's very interesting. Alrighty, so we had a little table talk about our gifts we've made, and now for the surprise. Let me get things set up. I'll be right back. Okie dokie, we are back for our surprise. And you baby going, oh my gosh, Brenda, what do you got a lot of stuff there. Well, I do. I have a lot of stuff here. But I first of all want to give credit to this recipe to Rose Red Homesteads. Pam over there on Rose Red Homesteads. I call her my granny from another mother because she's a little nerdy like I am. She may be more nerdy, I don't know. But anyway, she has some really great recipes. I love her channel. I've been following her channel since she started many years ago, so kudos to her. She's a mentor and inspiration. So this is where I got this recipe from, and we're going to follow her recipe. I've been making it for years. My family loves it. I can't keep it on the shelves. In fact, I had to go buy some more dried cranberries and coconut to make this recipe. So we'll say this also. I've never calculated the cost of making this because I usually have all these items are usually on my shelf. I'm always buying them, so I don't have to buy anything special for them. So maybe the cranberries are the most expensive. No, take that back. The nuts are most expensive, but I have a freezer load of nuts. I use nuts so much that we just buy bulks of nuts. And this recipe calls for pecans in the south or pecans from the north and walnuts. Maple syrup, vanilla extract, coconut, what is this? Coconut oil, molasses, oatmeal or oats, dried cranberries, coconut, ginger, whole cloves, and allspice. And in case I didn't say what it is, this is gingerbread granola. Now gingerbread gets its maybe a fall theme, but we love this all year long. And my husband loves this on his yogurt. So I make homemade yogurt and you throw this on top of it and it can't get any better. So anyway, we're gonna make this today. I'll show you how to make it. You can also go to Sister Pam's channel over on Rose Red Homestead. You can watch her channel and make it too. But anyway, let's get started. I'm excited because I'm out of it on my shelves. So let me kind of get this in a situation where we can make it. Well, before I do that, the first thing we have to do is take our liquids, which are these, along with our spices, and we're going to melt these to pour over all the dry ingredients. So I'll get the dry ingredients first. Go back. First, I'm going to chop up my nuts a little bit, and then we'll put all the dried ingredients in a big mixing bowl. I'll bring you over to the stove. We'll get this melted, and then we'll pour it and mix it, and then we bake in the oven. And I have my pans ready to go over on the side with a parchment sheet of paper in them. So let's get the nuts chopped up, and I'm sure you don't want to watch me chop up nuts, so we won't film that, but we'll be right back when we're ready to kind of throw this together and cook that. I will have the recipe in the description below for this, because this is some of the most amazing. I don't know where she got her recipe from, if she made it up, but it is delicious. We'll be right back. Okay, you need 2 cups of pecans, 2 cups of walnuts chopped, and I have them in my huge mixing bowl. 4 to 5 cups of oats. There's happen to be 4 cups in here. Just gonna dump this all in here. And I have my handy dandy 5-gallon bucket of oats over here. Here's another cup. And I'll fill this up off camera. Oh, my husband loves oatmeal, so we buy it by the, I don't know, whatever they have at Sam's, a large container of it. And then we're going to need 1.5 cups of coconut and 1.5 cups of dried cranberries. Now, this had pecans, this had nuts in it. When I went to order this, I saw a dehydrated combination of like peaches and apricots, cranberries, raisins. I don't know. It looked kind of interesting, and I almost got it because it just sounded delicious, but not everybody likes those, so I just stuck with the recipe here. My goodness. Okay, so I need 1.5 cups. And 1.5 cups of coconut flakes. Oh, there's 2 cups. Oh well. I made a mess. I've made a mess. Alrighty, so that's all of our dried ingredients. Just give that a good stir. Mix in all this coconut. She looks pretty already, don't she? Alrighty, let me bring you over to the stove and we'll get the liquids cooking. Alrighty, my favorite. Alrighty. So we need 2/3 cup of coconut oil. See if I can dip it out with this. Nope, it's too hard. It's hard, but it's not hard. Does that make sense? Okay. I guess it'd help if I turn this on, wouldn't it? A 1/4 cup maple syrup. And a 1/2 cup of molasses. Yeah, I love molasses. Let's see how we can do this without making a mess. 1, 2, so that's a 1/2 cup. All right, that's done. Next we need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So let me get another measuring cup, measuring spoon. Alrighty. In case you're wondering, I don't know how old this is, but I learned this from Ina Gardner on Barefoot Contessa. I love her show. And that's where I got this vanilla extract from. Or idea to put it in there and have so many vanilla beans. Alrighty, what's next? Seasonings. 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, which I forgot to mention earlier. Hopefully I got enough. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and buy me some more cinnamon. Okay, 2 teaspoons of that. 3 teaspoons. A teaspoon of ginger. A 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. A little more. And a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. Gonna let that melt. And we're not gonna like boil it or nothing. We're just gonna bring it to a melting point and pour over our dried ingredients. So, do any of you have any favorite granola recipes or variations, or what might you throw in here into the mix to make it more yummy for you and your family, or maybe more healthier? I'm sure this is not healthy at all with all the molasses and maple sugar and carbs from all the oats and what else in there? Yeah, all that stuff. Alrighty, so I'm going to get us set back over on the other side of the room here. Okie dokie, we're just going to pour all this yumminess over our dry ingredients. And there comes the hardest part, I think, is trying to get all this coated. And we're going to cook this on 375 for 45 minutes. And halfway through, we're going to stir. So set a timer, make it easy. Enjoy the aroma this will put in your house. Chunks of coconut still in here, but I think it's pretty much covered, so I'm going to put half on this pan. Oh, half on this pan. Alrighty, the oven's already heated. Or preheated, I should say. Alrighty, timer. $20 minutes. And we'll be back when that comes out of the oven. Here is our delicious granola. It's beautiful and brown. And so we're just gonna let this cool, completely cool down, and then we can put it in jars. I put them in quart jars, and I vacuum seal the jars.